Aric is going to be showing up here any minute.
What are we putting a hole in? Is it supposed to be there? I don't remember how to do it off the top of my head. Literally, the suspense is killing me.
This is killing me.
But the problem is overnight, not tomorrow, because it's past the cutoff.
We have to tie into the vacuum line.
Like the brake pedal seems like it's not staying.
We've learned a few things together. There's an order on the way things typically need to be done.
No air, no go.
I am so grateful for people like Aric because he is going to be helping us get the new Ford Expedition set up for towing behind our RV. He is going to help us with all of the Airforce 1 braking system, which is a little bit more of a complex setup that I'm not comfortable with setting up myself, but he's going to set it up on both the towed and the RV side. And we're going to set up a new tow bar, and we've got all kinds of stuff that we're going to be doing.
Today is a very big day because we have Aric from At Your Camper who is going to help us because a lot of this is above our heads.
I don't know what that is.
Which is why we call in experts.
Yes.
Like Aric, you went through the training program at the National RV Training Academy in Texas, which is one of just the organizations, I guess, that we love because they're able to produce people like yourself. To come help us, and you guys are fully mobile, correct?
Fully mobile, full-time. We are able to go anywhere. I drove an hour and 45 minutes to come help you guys.
So appreciate that.
You rock.
So anyway, we'll have a bunch of information with Aric linking to all of his stuff in the description below this video. First things first, RV or Expedition, you think?
I think let's tackle this before we get rained on.
Probably a good idea. The weather's not been very cooperative.
Well, it'd just be the most convenient to have your air hookups like back here somewhere.
Yeah.
You know?
So with the Jeep, auxiliary braking systems, let's talk about that for just a minute because here's an interesting fact. It is actually like illegal in most states to not have some sort of auxiliary braking system on your towed when it's over a certain like weight, and pretty much any tow vehicle is going to be over that weight. The system that we were using for the Jeep, we hated every single minute of it. But we knew that we were not going to be keeping the Jeep long term, and that's why we never invested in doing something different. Now here is something that I feel like is a theme with RV life. Do your research, because chances are somebody else has run into the same problem, or there's like solutions you probably just don't know about, but a little bit of digging and research will help you.
It's got a little buffet of parts here. That's nice.
This is when we tap into what they call the metered air line. This is what's holding all your brakes right now. I need you to bleed the air system by pumping the brakes.
Okay.
I'll cut the brake line up here by the air valve, and I'll tie it into the system, and then we're about done.
Okay. So do we have to, we don't have to worry about the RV rolling backwards or anything, do we?
All right, Ben.
Okay. Sounds like that's it. No more air. Alright, sounds like it released.
On these, you want as straight as like 90-degree cuts as you can possibly get. Take that line, hopefully that's plenty. Looks like there's a nice rubber grommet.
Yep. Okay, so it's gonna go right up through there.
Right up through there. Try to go on the high side of it so these heavier objects aren't.
Got it. Feed it to you there.
Alright. This is where the plumbing routing is kind of the difficult part. Is, you know, you want it, it's just a rubber plastic brake line. You want it away from chafing and heat. So now we got to try to chase it along the frame rail all the way to the rear of the bus. We got 50 foot of it, and that should be more than plenty because we only got to go 12.
What's the next thing we're doing here?
This is the brake line that'll be coming from the air tank on the coach to the towed, and we'll mount it somewhere back here, either on the
receiver hitch or on the back bumper here, somewhere that it's, you know, neatly out of the way. I'm gonna try to get up along the frame rail somewhere, you know, like I said, out of the way, out of harm's way.
Yeah.
We have the accumulator tank mounted to the cross member with provided bolts. Have the air lines spliced into the coach lines. Got a T right here, and we got a T in way up here that is off of the metered and the service brake lines. This little fitting right here will supply the air to the towed vehicle. This will get mounted to the rear bumper of the bus somewhere. That 1/4 inch quick connect air line.
Okay.
And then blue air coil.
Okay.
Quick connect.
Yep. Connects. Snaps right in there.
Snaps right in there, and then.
I just love how easy this is going to be to hook up the Toad.
Oh,
For, you know.
seconds instead of minutes.
Yep.
Might have to wait for the back of the bus connection
Okay.
to see, you know, you don't want to cross it, you know, have it on the driver's side of the bus and the passenger side of the
Oh.
Toad. So we might start working on this,
See where it comes out.
see where the best routing for this is. Obviously we're gonna probably shoot for either down low here or somewhere across here. With the Airforce One, they want it out of the way of any moving parts, out of the way of heat. They suggest sometimes on top of the engine cover. We'll investigate further to see if we can put it like along the frame. We have to tie into the vacuum line so the brakes don't just stay locked up, or so they can relieve pressure a little bit.
I gotta ask you.
Yeah.
I've been looking at this and can't get my eyes off of it. This mat, what is this that you have here?
So
Because
this-
it bends to the
Bends.
contour.
I don't know the name of it. My in-laws own some gyms that this is the flooring of it. So we found the best place I think we're gonna agree on, the firewall.
Firewall there. That's the operating unit.
We'll have the vacuum attached here. We'll have air in. That'll be the air line coming from the back of the bus. And then the air out, we'll route that through the firewall down here at a grommet over here. When you apply the brakes in the bus, that'll operate the actuator attached to the brake pedal. Couple self-tapping screws up into the firewall, and
What's the next step? And the nice thing about this particular air system is it's actually working with the brake booster, so that way when the Toad brakes and this brakes, it's like braking like you're normally braking like when you're driving it, right?
yep, your brake pedal, like when you release the brake, you know, it comes back up. So
Yep.
this will help bring that pedal back up instead of, you know, when you build all that pressure without the hydro boost, you just feel that brake just solid. So I got the airline semi-ram. They want it as close to the center as possible, but out of the way.
Now it's time to drill in and do some cutting into the grill. That's where I kind of get a little bit nervous, because if you make a mistake, it's gonna look very funky. What we're gonna do is put the air line right here, and then we're going to put this guy, whoops, right here. The 12 volt and brake lights and everything from the RV is gonna plug into like right here. And you've got the power tools to start cutting. What is this tool here? That's
This
the...
is an oscillating saw.
Okay.
So I heard tools cutting, and you know how I am. Anytime we put holes in anything, I'm always like, all right, what are we putting a hole in? Is it supposed to be there? So
I got permission. We notched it, poked a little hole. The bracket will go from the inside. This will come from the outside and mount, and it'll sandwich between this pretty little grill guard we got, and then we'll put 2 screws coming down. Be a nice solid mount there.
Perfect.
that'll work. I wanted to take a quick minute to let you know about something new, and that is the 100% now free RV Search Hub. The reason I'm so excited about this is you can save hours of time by instantly checking real-time availability across 10 of the top campground booking platforms. That's over 500,000 campsites that you can now search and compare in a fraction of the time that it used to take. With Arvie, you can get unlimited real-time availability at searches at over 4,000 RV parks and campgrounds using just one website. And if a campsite is available with Arvie, we can now book with literally just one click. Arvie then uses the profile that we've created within Arvie to complete that reservation and then send my confirmation number via email within minutes. Now, we also use Arvie to find and book some of those near impossible campsite cancellations at some of the greatest parks in America. And this is where it really shines. I recently scored an amazing cancellation at John Pennekamp State Park in the Florida Keys right here. And trying to get into that state park in December is really almost like winning the lotto. We have the Arvie Pro Max plan, which gives us 10 sold out search scans every 2 minutes. And this is really where it shines because it improves our chances of scoring those warm weather cancellations. Now, I have several other sold out searches running with Arvie as I trip plan for 2024 because Arvie is routinely finding and booking cancellations that are anywhere from 8 to 12 months out from the actual arrival date. We love using Arvie because Arvie is really always looking and booking for us. And since we want this channel to be a resource for all of you in the RV community, we only promote services we personally use. And so we've partnered with Arvie because we absolutely love it for a 10% discount for our viewers. But during this month of November, there is a Black Friday sale for 1/3 off. I've got all of the details for you in the description below, or you can visit gratefulglamper.com/RV. And a huge thanks to Arvie for sponsoring this video and their continued support of our channel. To set up a vehicle to flat tow behind a drivable RV, there are 3 things that you absolutely must do. But first, before you even consider that or know about that, you have to make sure that the vehicle that you're looking at flat towing can even be flat towed without damaging the drivetrain. And so the best resource that we have found for that is really the dinghy towing guides, and we'll put a link in the description below because that is the best resource to be able to look at what vehicles are compatible to be flat towed. So the 3 things though, once that you know, okay, this vehicle can be flat towed, that you need to do to the vehicle side is number 1, you have to put a base plate on. So the base plate is where you're going to connect the tow bar to pull the vehicle, and that has to attach somewhere into the frame. Number 2 thing is you have to have wiring for the lights, unless that you plan on doing some sort of little cheesy magnetic thing, which we do not recommend at all. So you need to have, when the RV brake lights come on, that tow vehicle's brake lights come on. When the turn signal comes on, the tow vehicle's turn signal comes on. Number 3 is the auxiliary braking system, which we talked about just a little bit ago as far as why we chose what we chose. But that is absolutely the next piece in what you need to do to the tow vehicle side. And then we'll talk more about the RV side in just a little bit.
Fit?
Fits
Nice.
like that.
Like a glove.
Like a glove, like a professional's doing it.
So what are we installing now?
So this will be a supplemental charge line that essentially it's a trickle charger. When the toad is off and being towed, the 12-volt power from the back of the RV will just trickle charge the battery just in case the battery loses enough power. It doesn't shut the transmission off into park or drive instead of neutral.
That'd be a bad thing.
That'd be a bad thing. That'd be a no bueno. So this position the brake pedals are the pedals closest to the driver's seat, so I'll like extend them all the way back. You can kind of keep that adjustability in it. That has its kind of home position.
How do you adjust it? Basically through using that switch like you do the pedals?
Yep. You just move the pedals back and forth.
Got it.
This will be attached to the firewall up there.
Yep.
But when it's, you know, at its home position, it'll be set there.
when like you were to get in and drive, it'll kind of collapse a little bit and, you know, have some slack in it.
Where's the coach notification bag? That we can maybe get this piece like even overnighted to us. So Etrailer is just gonna overnight one, but the problem is overnight's not tomorrow because it's past the cutoff.
All right, so they're gonna overnight one, but overnight's not necessarily overnight.
Etrailer's amazing, and that's just they'll figure it out for us.
Well, that was quick. That was awesome that they were able to get that taken care of. What do we have going on here?
This is the connection, the quick connect for the, goes from the bus, the RV side, and it'll have the quick connect curly Q airline, and that'll plug into the towed side.
What? You think they have one?
He found like one in a miscellaneous box of parts.
Oh, perfect.
But he's testing it to make sure it works.
Where are you guys located at?
We're in Apopka, so we could just slide down to Winter Garden. My husband could be down there in 20-30 minutes, traffic depending.
One eternity later.
Does it work?
Literally, the suspense is killing me.
This is killing me.
Now. Like, I'm like,
Oh.
what's gonna happen?
And
What?
It's just got 3 little LED diodes in it and a red.
Yeah, I think that's probably it. So
It works?
sweet. All right, I will have my husband come down there like right now.
Thanks, bud.
Go man, go.
What? Who's that with?
Independence RV.
I'm bearing gifts.
Awesome.
We got it right here.
So we got the part locally. So that is here. We're putting the wiring on right now for like the turn signals and everything. And then we still have to put in the base plate. So we're making progress. Definitely progress is being made. But we still got a little ways to go.
Okay. Oh yeah. All right. This thing's amazing. Charity, I need one of these. This is amazing. It worked. It's off. One down, one to go. All right, day 2.
Day 2.
Get a good night's sleep?
Something like that. Nothing like sleeping in a hotel.
All right. What did we need from Home Depot that they didn't have?
We need a 17/32 bit to drill for the frame brackets or the tow bar brackets.
But Harbor Freight had what we needed then?
Harbor Freight had a 1/2-inch bit. Home Depot's got a 1/2-inch bit, I'm sure, so.
Awesome. Well,
We'll give it a shot.
get to drilling.
Get to drilling. I think if we can probably start putting the bumper back on and kind of re-running these wires again.
To tidy them up a little bit. And
Tidying them up behind that bumper cover. I have to grab the hammer for that one.
these are pretty.
Back on, that's progress.
That is progress.
Come here.
These are pretty standard type connectors. What are these called?
Yeah, they call them automotive.
Automotive.
Oh, I'm gonna get you
that's
dirty.
So yeah, he's a white
The
dog.
white dog with the greasy hands.
Yeah. Really well.
We what?
We shouldn't have put the bumper on yet.
Why?
Remember the brake relay kit we have to install underneath the dash?
Oh yeah, that.
How it's wired right now, when you hit the turn signal in the camper and you hit the brakes at the same time, the car's the brake lights will override the turn signal, so it'll just show like brake lights.
So it's a one-way kind of thing, so it doesn't like conflict with each other and blow it out, basically. Yeah. We've learned a few things together, and there's an order on the way things typically need to be done.
Typically.
In this kind of install, what would you recommend people do?
Read all of the directions first for every object you're putting on. Because if we would have read the directions for the tow bar hooks, it would have said bumper's got to come off, and then that would have made the process easier for routing the wire.
If I have time, I'll put together kind of a little checklist of the order, as well as Eric's information too, if you need to contact him, like a PDF download for you. I'm going to go start the RV, and we are going to make sure everything hooks up okay, hook up to the air, all the lights, everything, to make sure it works, and then we'll put it in neutral and see if it rolls behind the RV like it should. So what are we doing now?
We got the RV idling to build air pressure, or the warning buzzer went off, so that means it's not leaking. We'll let it build up a little more, probably get to full air, and then shut the RV off, and then we'll crawl underneath it and listen. If we had a leak at 100 psi, we'd be hearing it, so.
All right.
So with the Jeep, I had that process like memorized as far as like what to do, and with this, like we've only ever done it just once before when we bought it. I don't remember how to do it off the top of my head. Just like clap your hands 5 times, say go into neutral 4 times. It was a whole process. It's in tow mode. See, it says neutral tow mode, but we have to shut off the end, like shut this off now.
Okay, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna turn that off. Okay, the message still stays. Okay. So here's another question that we had that we didn't know the answer. So this has 75,320.6 miles. Is it gonna rack up on the odometer when we tow it or not?
You said the brake did apply.
Yeah, it did.
Did it how much? I mean, a
lot.
amount? A lot?
A lot.
Okay. You want to look at it when I hit it, or
Sure.
just to see what it does?
Yeah.
We've got a leak. I don't like the way you said Ben.
Got a small leak.
Cat. Better than a big leak. That's why we test, right?
Yep.
And do check and adjust, they call it, right?
Trying to like fine tune things here and make sure everything's good to go, which of course I'm glad we're checking all of this like first before we just hooked it up and took it down the road, because there's a small little leak in one of the air lines. And the interesting thing about air brakes, if you're not familiar with how air brakes work, is that if you have a loss of air, it actually locks your brakes up. So that way there's no risk that you would ever lose function of your brakes. They just lock up. So air has to be in the system for them to not be applied. That's why it's important that we get this right.
Bleed the brakes. Okay.
Can Eric crawl out? It's like a really bad game of hide and seek.
Either I didn't push it in very good the original time, or I pushed it in, or when air got pushed to it, it just
Popped it out a
little bit.
Okay.
Gotcha.
I pushed it in further and re-air it up and try again.
Cool.
All right.
Wow, what the heck? I didn't notice that.
What'd you do, Ben?
I noticed.
It almost looks like you got.
Was that when you wanted to go Baja
No, I got something
in the RV?
in on the basement compartment too.
Added in the.
Like a rock or something? Or?
Oh, it's
When you went Baja?
It looks like you picked it up from the road.
Oh, really? Oh. Dang.
Holy cow, what is that?
Shit. Oh, that's a piece. So it went.
That was stuck in the RV?
That was stuck. So there's
So
like.
it went from the wheel to the.
Came off the wheel. There's marks here. It's embedded.
Dang.
So there's the damage. It was like embedded in that, and then there's a big gash back there.
What did Ben run over? That's what I want to know.
One day Michael came in complaining about a speed bump on the highway. I wonder who he ran over then.
It's your fault.
We got another leak too that we need to take it to Freightliner in the front. A small leak.
An air leak?
Yeah, not related to what we're doing here, but just a gasket that's leaking that we need to have them check out.
Now we are adjusting the vacuum on the Expedition, because after you hit the brake pedal a certain amount of times, it's getting hard, and that's not supposed to happen.
Pretty clear for a 2018 and newer.
So you think there's a difference?
Yeah, there is.
Thanks for calling Etrailer.
This is Sarah. How can I help you?
Yeah, Sarah, I have a question. So we ordered the Airforce one, like the brake pedal seems like it's not staying Like where it's getting hard, where maybe it shouldn't be getting hard?
I mean, I honestly don't know off the top of my head how that pressure is released, and I really just don't have the training to try and troubleshoot that with you, but I could get you the tech line to Demco.
This is Damien. How can I help you?
Hey Damien, I'm installing a Demco Airforce 1. Could you possibly walk me through how the vacuum is released on the tow vehicle's brake system?
When air passes through that Airforce 1 unit box from the coach, we send air through there. And while that's happening, there's a little Venturi system inside the Airforce 1 box itself. And that Venturi system, that sucks up air, creates vacuum in that brake booster of the Expedition. And when that happens, that keeps that brake pedal soft for the braking system to work properly.
Appreciate it.
No problem. Yeah. If you guys have any more questions, give us a call back.
Putting it in tow mode.
Okay, so rotate the 4-wheel drive switch from 2 high to 4 low and back to 2 high 5 times in 7 seconds. So we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Bam! Neutral tow mode enabled. Leave transmission in neutral. Okay, we see the message. You may hear an audible noise. Didn't hear any noise.
I heard it.
Oh, you did? Okay, so you heard the noise. Leave transmission in neutral. And then press the stop button once without pressing.
Just to turn off the vehicle.
So just to turn it off, yeah, basically. Okay.
Here,
So yeah,
and
see,
it
it still says neutral tow mode enabled. Leave transmission in neutral. So this, you have to leave it neutral. You don't put it back into park.
Okay.
So that stays in neutral. So that's different than the Jeep. The Jeep, you'd put it in a park. This, you leave it in neutral.
Okay.
So there you go.
All right. Well, awesome. It works.
It works.
Look at that. I just went and took a quick little jog around the neighborhood there, and the Toad is still on the rig. So thank you so much, Eric. I really appreciate all your help.
No flat spots on the tires.
No flat spots on the tires, and
Bumper still on the front.
yep, bumper's still on. So it rolls behind there. Like, I don't even notice it's behind there. So
Yeah, that's a beefy system there, and then the proportional braking is.
oh yeah, and I like how on the front there's the light, so when I do brake, I can actually see that it is in fact braking, and that it's not, you know, braking when it's not supposed to, like the Blue Ox.
Blue, red, gray, or black.
Ooh, oh, black, please.
What chair do you want?
So you would do probably a blue.
The blue?
Yeah.
Be able to go into a true neutral without causing damage. Good Lord. If they could like overnight one. But like, is this hampering the install? Like, goodness gracious, those birds.
Hey. Jeez, there's like hawks and crows fighting over
Like,
there.
they're
How's my makeup?
Awesome. Looks good. Wow.
This is the act of mating. No, I don't know.
Oh no, no, it's a. Oh no, it's a hawk fighting the crow.
Now we need whatever. This is about where my brain is today, fried. Victory is ours. It all works.
We did
like
it.
it's supposed to work. So, and if we had not had Eric with At Your Camper, we would have been up a creek without a paddle.
Yes.
So super amazing RV tech, so smart. So all of his info will be below, because we're just glad to have him as a resource to recommend to all of you guys in the RV community, especially if you're gonna be in the Florida area this winter, because that's where he's gonna be, but he's also fully mobile. So, and his website, did you see, he had something really cool on his website. He actually has a little map that shows you where he is real time. So you can see if he's in your area. That's like pretty cool. I hadn't seen that before. Super, super smart. But there we go. Now we just have to unhook it. But if you want to learn more on why we do this versus a car dolly, I'm going to have that right up here. You should check it out. And if we don't see you out on the road or around the campground, we'll catch you in the next video. I have to tell you, the best part of all of this is no more of this like whole Blue Ox brake thing. This is amazing.